Tēnā tātou katoa, good evening. Businesses in the Central Plateau are reeling after the company that runs Whakapapa and Turoa ski fields went into voluntary administration.
Ruapehu Alpine Lifts currently employs 196 people. But in a normal season, 1,880 people either work for the company or directly rely on them. Adam Hollingworth is at Whakapapa and filed this report.
It's a grim day on a bare moonga, closed today in the rain and facing the prospect of a final closure after Ruapehu Alpine Lifts went into voluntary administration. Sombre times for 196 staff.
There's been a lot of emotion. There's people here, have worked on this maunga. Their parents have worked on this maunga for 70 years.
Ohakune is a ski town that caters to tourists on down days like this. But can it continue to attract tourists without the lure of a mountain?
Everybody's nervous. We're a little bit uncertain about the future, but we want to see things progress, and we're a positive community, that holds hope high. Coffee van owner Dylan Story has been up since 7, giving flagging RAL staffies and townsfolk their caffeine boost.
I am a bit sad, yeah, just trying to figure out what's going to happen, really. It's nerve-wracking, I guess. I guess we are in mourning, pretty much.
2 years of COVID and then a season, this season, that has just been dreadful. It's the worst snow conditions that they've had since 1989, so they couldn't have asked for a more perfect storm.
Trouble is, if the business were to close, the assets may be worth next to nothing. Dismantling all of this infrastructure on a volcano in one of the harshest environments in New Zealand may end up costing more than it's worth. Ruapehu Alpine Lifts couldn't extend its line of credit. Administrator John Fisk reckons it owes nearly $40 million, $15 million to the government before the Regional Development Minister, Stuart Nash, turned off the tap, saying, "Decisions such as this are never taken lightly, and I acknowledge the impact this will have on the community." Then there are 16,000 lifetime pass holders like Madeline Taylor.
Well, we'll wait and see. I don't know. And there's no point panicking. That's silly, isn't it?
But some stakeholders are stepping forward with potential solutions.
It's time to get back to basics of how Ruapehu began, which is of the skiers, by the skiers, for the skiers, and a crowd-funded model.
Can this place survive?
I'm sure it can. It's just a question of in what shape that will be in.
Ruapehu's reckoned to be worth $100 million to the Central Plateau, but Fisk says there's no silver bullet to tapping that potential.
Well, kia ora, Adam. Are there any options on the table for the ski fields?
Sam, despite the nervousness, there does seem to be a strong will to trade through, partly because the assets have no real value to give back to creditors. One option would be to close Turoa and keep the better resource Whakapapa open. Another option is to put both Whakapapa and Turoa into mothballs for a year and reopen it again in 2024, potentially with an injection of cash. Look, if the worst came to the worst, there is another option, and that is mountain biking, which is rapidly growing in popularity, and in fact it is year-round, which does show an advantage. And in fact, we saw a few mountain bikers out there today. Now, Whakapapa is actually still open for a couple more weeks, and the weather is going to improve by the weekend, they promise me. And if you want one last chance, perhaps for quite a while, to ski down the moanga, then please come along.
I'm sure there will be many people making the most of that opportunity. Adam, thanks so much.